So when we say solve a right triangle, what that means is you need to find absolutely everything that's missing. So if there's any missing sides or any missing angles, you need to find them all. All right, so when I say solve a right triangle, what I mean is to find all. Oh man, hold on, it's freezing. All missing sides and angles. So obviously this is a combination of the stuff we've done last week. It's just putting it all together, okay? So we've learned how to find missing sides. We've learned how to find missing angles with the inverse. We're going to be using sine, cosine, tangent for all of it. And then we also know how to use Pythagorean theorem, so we use that today. So in some form or fashion, you need to find everything. They're going to be formatted in two different ways. So you will see on number 1, you can write it out. On number 1, you have, here's an example of how to do, it's got one angle and one side. Number 2 is obviously an example of no angles, but 2 sides. Good, I'm glad you found it. You'll notice that they are going to be formatted a little differently. We'll start out the same way, except that obviously on number 2, like you have to focus on finding the angles. On number 1, you have to focus on finding the sides, okay? The angles will be easier to find in number 1. We're going to start the same way every time. So we're going to do this process right from last week. I don't want you to skip steps yet. We're still going to do the same thing, like figure out what 2 sides you have, if you do, and then go from there. So if this is my reference angle at 18 degrees, then you can pick a side to start with. It doesn't matter which one you want to do first. I'm going to do the adjacent side. So you can just label it X. But it's your choice, right? You can choose which side to start with. You can't do Pythagorean theorem here because you only know one side. So you have to use trig. So we're going to say, okay, which 2 sides do I have? Opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse, which 2? That's H. And we said this is A, right? So now go to your thing. We're going to do the same thing as last week. If I do A over H from 18 degrees, it should be the same on every single triangle, every right triangle, because they are similar. Okay, A over H from 18 is equal to A over H from 18. Now you start replacing. What's that called? Cosine. Cosine from 18 degrees is equal to X over 17, so using your stuff. You can use your calculator to get the little decimal, right? Cosine of 18 degrees, anytime you have an 18-degree triangle, the adjacent over hypotenuse is going to simplify to 0.9511, because it's a 5. Remember, this is just a placeholder, which just means we're writing it down to kind of make sense of things, but it's not the actual value you're going to use. You're going to use what's in your calculator. And if you ever lose your calculator, a good one to use, if you were looking with Elijah, is the Desmo Scientific Calculator. It's my favorite, but Google has a decent one as well. Okay, so put that over 1 and cross multiply. You end up doing just 17 times that, right? So do you remember how to do this in your calculator, I hope? Just immediately go times 17, and it should get you about 16.2. Does that sound good? Okay. So X, please notice how I write it. X is approximately, I do a squiggly equal sign because it's rounded. Okay, here's the thing about today. Today, you are solving the right triangle, so that's not even the whole problem. You've found one of the sides, which I would go back and label it, so you like label your stuff as you go. I got 16.2, so that's great. But there's another side and another angle, right? So you are not done. Here's the thing. You have 2 options, right? You have 2 sides, 16.2 and 17. You could do trig again. If this is side y, I would use which ratio? The opposite of hypotenuse, I use sine, right? So you could do a trig again, and that's certainly an option. You're more than welcome to do that. Or, you know what else you could do? If you know two sides, you can find a third with Pythagorean theorem. So that's probably what I'm going to do, okay? If I know two sides, I'm not going to waste my time doing trigonometry because it's usually easier to use Pythagorean theorem. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared is how I'm going to find the third side since I know two of them. And it's a right triangle. Which side is C? 17. Okay, so we're going to use 16.2. And I guess I'm doing y, right? Okay, so y squared plus it's 16.2 squared, or you can use just the value that's in your calculator if you still have it there and click the squared button, it'll do it right away, is equal to 17 squared. Okay, let's figure out what that is. Remember, there's a squared button, so I'm not even going to delete it. I'm just going to go take what's in there. If you still have the whole thing, then click the squared button, it'll say answer squared. 261.4. And is that 289? Okay, that's quick math. Okay. Yes? So we're subtracting and we get 26.56, right? Hopefully you know how to do Pythagorean theorem. And you get to leave your answer as decimal today. So if you take the square root of that, it's about 5.2. Okay, maybe you like this way. Maybe you would prefer to just do trig another time, like do sine. And if you'd rather do that, I don't care, as long as you're finding the third side another way, right? 5.2. Now you have all three sides, but the fun doesn't stop here. This is the easy part. You're missing an angle. So you got 90, 18, and then how do you find the other angle? Just subtract from 90, right? You can do 180 minus 90 minus 18, but it's really just 90 minus 18. So what does it become? 50, no, 62? 72. I don't know what's going on today. 72, yeah, duh. I warned you at the start of the year. It's a subtraction that gets me. Okay. I don't know why that is. 90 minus 18. There you go. And that's how you get 72. So at this point, if you filled in every single blank, you have every single side, every single angle, then you're good. Okay, so if I have two sides, do you want to find the sides and the angles first? What do you prefer? Angles, sides. Okay. We're going to come back to the sides. The side is really easy because I think it's actually a Pythagorean triple. Maybe not. Oh, no. It's close. We're going to find the angles first, so we'll start the exact same way. Let's start with angle A. If I'm looking from angle A, then I have the opposite and adjacent. So remember, this is the same thing from, I think we did this Friday, right? I do opposite over adjacent from angle A. If you want to call it X, you can call it X. Maybe I should do that to prevent confusion. X. Okay. So we'll call it opposite over adjacent from angle X is equal to opposite over adjacent from angle X. And now replace, what's it called? Tangent. Tangent of angle X is equal to, replace based on what you have. What do we got? 20 over 25. Okay, this is what we talked about on Friday. At this point, you can't type in tangent of x in your calculator, right? So that's your ding. I can't do that. How do you get, so you got to solve for the angle. This is just an equation. You do the inverse to both sides. We talked about that. Tangent inverse to both sides. We did this on Friday. It's that tangent -1 thing, which cancels out tangent, because inverses cancel the other thing out. I'll zoom out a little bit. Sorry, I'm writing kind of small. And so remember, you are now doing in your calculator what is tangent inverse of 20 over 25 of the opposite over adjacent, right? You use the shift or the second key and then type in tangent inverse and make sure A lot of your calculators will make you do parentheses 20 divided by 25. So this is 38.7 degrees. Make sure you got degrees. I'll write it down here. Okay, so that's one of your angles. The other one is easy. How do I find the other angle? Subtract. So to find angle Y, for this one here, 90 minus 38.7 would get you this one. Degrees. Okay, and then the last thing you have to find is this third side. So we're going to call it side Y. So we did the angle as X, we're going to call that Y. And now you need to find the third side. I would not use trigonometry, although you can. I think it's easier to use the Pythagorean theorem, right? If you know two sides, you can find a third. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Okay. And you are solving for C, so 20 squared plus 25 squared equals Y squared. We spent like 2 weeks on that, so hopefully you got it. If you do not know, in your calculator you can do 20 squared plus 25 squared all at once by using the square key 1025. And it says that decimals are fine, so take the square root of that, and it's okay to leave it as a decimal. 32.02, so 32.0. We're rounding 32. So that is your third side. Write it in. So you have all three sides, you have both angles, you are good. Does this take a significant amount of time? It certainly does. I'm not going to do that many class problems today as a result.